Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my coming out story again. So if you haven't seen the first one, I'll put it in the description box and I'll link it right here, and you should definitely check it out. But that one, I was in such a bad place when I filmed it. I was in quarantine. I was locked in my room because I tested positive and no one else in my family did, which is good, but I was very emotional. I was trying to hold on to life, and then going through that story, I was very, very emotional in that video. Not that I'm not gonna get emotional in this one, but I'm gonna try to be a little more positive because it was just a very negative, emotional video, and I want people to know that things do get better. So hopefully I can get through this with minimal tears. I don't have the worst story, but it definitely wasn't the easiest. I have to tell my story, and I'm gonna continue to tell my story until it helps people, because just one person that I can help will be enough. I already feel emotional. I probably am gonna cry again. I cry for everything. So trigger warning, I will be talking about very heavy things and there might be tears, so if you're not into that, then go ahead and check out my other videos. I guess let's get to it. So I was gonna watch my other video first to see kind of what I talked about, but I wanted to keep this video raw and like personal, so I just put on my camera and pressed play. So where do we start? When did I know I liked women? I've known all my life. Since I was able to have like crushes on people, I just always looked at women. I honestly never knew I was different. I grew up very sheltered. If you're from the Valley, I grew up in Mecca, California. I mean, there's kind of nothing there. Like, there's nothing to do. You don't see much diversity. Just all Mexican people, honestly. So I was very sheltered. I didn't know about sex. I didn't know about anything. So like I said, I didn't realize it was different. In my eyes, I thought everybody just looked at men and women. I thought it was normal in my head. The thing is, nobody ever talked about sexuality back then. It was very frowned upon, and back then too, like the spectrum was very short. It was either you're gay, lesbian, straight, or bisexual. Now we have pan, like we have transgender people we talk about more. Like, it's so different now. So keep that in mind. Back then, people were more judgy than they are now, and honestly, it was a little more dangerous back then. People were getting beat up, people were getting killed. I mean, they still are, but back then, nobody wanted to come out. It was scary. Like, am I gonna get killed? Am I gonna get jumped? Like, what's gonna happen if I speak out? So as a kid, I remember looking at girls, and I would always think like, wow, they're so pretty, like I wish they would be my girlfriend. But I was always too shy to even ask, which is honestly a good thing, because what if I said something and they all laughed at me? Like, what, you like women? Because like I said, I thought this was normal. I thought everybody looked at the same sex the same as me. So that would have been so embarrassing. I was bullied a lot in elementary. I did not look like this. I had messed up teeth. They would call me donkey. They would call me the donkey from Shrek and make noises at me. They would call me bunny. They would like make so many mean comments. I also struggled with my weight a lot. I still do, but back then I was a lot bigger. So people would call me fat. Like, they would call me so many names. It sucked. I was also cross-eyed, so people would just make so many rude comments, and I just didn't want any more problems. Once I realized that liking women wasn't normal, I was scared. I didn't want to come out because I had a cousin throughout elementary and middle school that really didn't like me at all. She would always gossip about me. She would always be jealous of me, which I never understood why, because I always just wanted to be her friend. But I knew if I came out, she was gonna tell all my family, and then I was gonna get in a lot of trouble. So I kept it in. I never said anything. So once I started middle school, that's when I started learning about the whole community, and it was weird. It was crazy. Like, seeing people be themselves I mean, you're still finding yourself at that point. You know, some people are going through phases, some people are not. But it was so cool seeing people, like, especially like lesbians, because they were dressing more like guys and it was normal to them. And I was like, wow, I want to be like them. I want to come out like them and be myself. But I still had that cousin in middle school, so I couldn't come out still. At this point in my life, I didn't really have encounters with women at all because, like I said, nobody knew. But in class, I would always look at the popular girls. I thought they were so beautiful and I always wanted to be with one of them. But yeah, right. But I always never said anything either because I was ugly. Like, I felt ugly. Everybody would make fun of me. Like, I was shy. I just stayed away from everyone and did my own thing. I remember one time during PE in the locker rooms, a lot of girls noticed that me and this other lesbian girl would be talking, so then there was rumors that I liked girls. I was told not to change in the locker rooms because nobody was comfortable. Now, I'm not gonna mention that school. If you know me, you know. If you don't, then it's not important anymore. Like I said, things were very different back then. Not many people were out. People were not that comfortable with gay people. It was very, very sad. I had to change in the restrooms, which honestly, like at that point, whatever. I mean, I'd rather be alone than be surrounded by people that don't accept me and they weren't feeling comfortable around me, so why be there? Thankfully, that rumor stayed between the locker rooms. So as far as I know, it never went out. Thank God, because my cousin would have made my life miserable. But after that, I realized I can't come out. I can't tell anyone. If they treated me like that for a gossip, imagine what they would do to me if they found out it was true. So I stayed quiet. It was 8th grade when I first had an encounter with a girl. She's still my friend, which is crazy, but it didn't go anywhere. It was just kind of me like experimenting. I don't even think we kissed or anything. It was just holding hands, but that was about it. I went to go visit her to her party once. Took my cousin with me because at this point my cousin knew. My little cousin kind of always knew. She was always very supportive. Ugh. So if you're watching this, Monica, I fucking love you. Like, I don't think I could have gotten through that without you. I said I wasn't gonna cry, but fuck. Fast forward, I finally promoted from middle school and I decided to go to summer school before going into high school. That was the best summer of my life, but it didn't start like that. So for that summer school, you only had 2 different teachers and they all took like a different group. So I didn't even know if I was gonna be with my friends at that point, and I ended up getting the class with them. So that was so cool until my cousin walked in. Like, for once, I was trying to be away from her and be around my friends and be myself, and she walked in and I was just so upset. Like, really? Out of the 2 classrooms, she had to end up in the one I was in. So I was very sad, and I remember going home and crying. I begged God, like, make something happen so that she doesn't have to be there. I really want to be myself. I'm tired of hiding. And he heard me because she ended up leaving for work or something. I don't know, or she went to Mexico. I don't know. But she ended up leaving and I was by myself. I was so happy. And that's when I came out to my friends. Turns out one of them was actually kind of having thoughts of like, am I into girls or not? That ended up being the best summer of my life, guys. This girl and I, we would like flirt and like talk and hold hands, and we would always hug and look at each other during class, and I was so into her. I had the biggest crush, and I'll never forget her till this day. I'll never forget those blue eyes and her curly hair. Oh my God. She was just so beautiful, and she still is. I have her on Twitter. She's still beautiful. Nothing has changed. I don't think she ever realized how much of an effect she made into my life. I ended up running into her at CVS too. She came in and I went and said hi. She didn't even recognize me because I look so different. But that was the best summer of my life. Thanks to her, she pushed me to be into the LGBT club after school in high school. That was amazing. because in that club you didn't even have to be out, you know, there were straight people there too. So it was so cool, and we got to do events after school. I still couldn't be myself though, so it really sucked. Like, I just wanted to be out. A few people started knowing though, because I would tell some people. I hung out with the people that were known as the weirdos in high school, so it's not like they were gonna go around gossiping. So it was awesome. I had a good wholesome friend group, and they never told anyone, and they accepted me for who I was. And then we moved. It was so sad leaving my friends behind, because I was like, what if my new school, they don't accept me? Like, what's gonna happen? So I ended up moving, and I came out. Well, I didn't really come out, but I was just myself. At this point, my cousin was not gonna be there. I was so happy. Finally, I can be who I am and do it confidently. So I decided to start wearing makeup, and I decided to be myself. And boy, was that a roller coaster. So in freshman year, I had this biology class. And in that biology class, I met this girl. And this girl ended up being my best friend. She was in band, which was cool because I had a few drama classes and chorus in high school. So she was always near me. She would walk me to class, and I would walk her to class. And we never really thought anything about it. We were just best friends. She would always walk me to my first period class. In that first class, I had a bunch of seniors because it was like an advanced math. I am not good at math anymore, by the way. But in that math class, there was this group of lesbian girls. Literally, all the girls were lesbian. I was so happy in that class. Like, what? They're like me. We like women. Like, I felt like I belonged in that class. But they always saw this girl walk me to class, and they were like, oh, she's not your best friend. She's gonna be your girlfriend, watch. You guys are gonna date, watch. And I was like, no, nah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. They were right. So how did we get together? That is such a funny story. So I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm gonna throw you back to MySpace. A few years back, aka the most beautiful time to be alive, we had this thing called MySpace. It was kind of like a Facebook, you know, you added people, you got to know each other, but it was cooler because you could make a profile and like decorate it and add music. It was such a cool era. So obviously she's my best friend, so I had to have her on my MySpace. So April Fool's came, and she actually had this band thing, so she wasn't in class, and I was really sad, but we were texting. So she texted me that she couldn't be my friend anymore, and it broke my heart, guys. Like, legit, it broke my heart. But it was just an April Fool's joke. When she came back to school after whatever band thing they did, she told me, and I was so mad. I had to get her back, guys. You don't understand. I had to get her back. So I go on MySpace, and I'm messaging her on there. This is after school, so we're both home. I don't know how it happened, guys, but I told her, hey, I low-key have a crush on you, and blah, blah, blah. Basically, this is a big ol' April Fool's joke. And then she's all like, oh, really? And like, she's very hesitant. Like, the whole time she's not making a move back, okay? Like, she's just being like, oh, like, really? Like, didn't know, or blah, blah, blah. And then I tell her, oh, April Fools. And she's like, oh my God, I believed you. She even told me she messaged her guy best friend all excited. She was like, oh my God, dude, she likes me. She likes me. Which is so sad, because then I told her I was kidding. Like, imagine how brokenhearted she must have been. But then she basically admitted that she liked me, and I was like, yes, because I liked her. It was not a joke. I actually really liked her. I would always check her out. This is so funny to think back on. I was so young. So at this point, we like each other. We start talking about things more. We're really into each other. We already know a lot about each other because we were best friends, so that was very cool too. We got to skip that whole part of dating. So this girl really didn't come out at all. Like, she didn't want her family to know, but like, come on, everybody knew. To be honest, she dressed not that girly, so everybody knew. So at first we were kind of a secret, except, you know, that class. Those girls were so excited when they found out. They were like, I knew it, I told you, we knew it. They were right. They were right. So then fast forward, when she finally came out, people started giving us attention. Like I said, guys, during these times, it was not very normal to be out. There was no gay couples besides us. So if anyone knew me, they're like, oh, you're that gay girl. Like, honestly, that's how it was. Nobody knew our names. It was always, oh, look at the lesbian couple. But yeah, she was finally out, so we could hold hands and kiss around school, we thought. So this is where it's gonna get a little emotional, guys. So if you don't want to see me cry, please don't watch this. Obviously, she's my girlfriend. I wanted to walk her to class. She wanted to walk me to class. When the straight guy would walk his girlfriend, they would kiss goodbye, and it was fine, right? The securities would see, everyone would see, whatever, you know, they're a couple, they can kiss. Well, not for us. There was a few incidents. I don't know what order it happened anymore, honestly, but so her last period was always banned, and I would walk her and I would give her a kiss goodbye. All the visual and performing arts were all in the same location. So there was this one class for mariachi, and this teacher made my life miserable. So the first time something happened, we were literally just holding hands, and he came up to us and he's like, no, you can't be doing that. Don't do that. And we didn't understand why. I was like, but other couples can do it. And he's like, no, but not you girls. And like, oh, this is a warning. I better not catch you again. And we were so confused. Like, just because we're two girls, we can't hold hands. Whatever. We didn't care. We're in high school. I'm gonna kiss my girl. So another time, I walk her to class and I give her a peck on the cheek. And he flipped. He happened to see us and he's all like, what did I tell you guys? I gave you a warning. You can't be doing that. And again, I was always like, but why? If they can do it? Like, there was literally a couple kissing in front of us, and just because they were straight, they didn't tell them nothing. But because we're gay, they were like, no, 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 he made a big old thing. So he ends up calling the security, and we ended up getting detention, guys. We got detention because I gave my girlfriend a kiss on the cheek. Like, legit, it was on the cheek. So whatever, we ended up going. And the worst part was, guys, this happened on her birthday. It was her birthday and we had to spend it in detention over a homophobic piece of shit. Thinking of him still gets me angry. Like, I could still picture his freaking face. Whatever. After this, the dean told us we cannot be getting in more trouble, because then we could get Saturday school and then we can even get expelled. So after that, for a bit, we were kind of being a little more secretive. But it didn't make sense to me, guys. Like, that's my girl. Why can't I kiss her? If he can kiss his girlfriend, if she can kiss her boyfriend, why can't I kiss my girlfriend? It just didn't make any fucking sense to me. So I said, fuck it. Like, we're just gonna keep doing ourselves. I really don't care. So one day, I'm walking her to band again. And this time I was like, I'm gonna hug her and I'm gonna give her a kiss on the lips. I don't care. And I looked around, guys. I thought I didn't see him, but what do you know? He freaking saw us. It's like he was waiting for us, honestly, because he was always there. Like, why are you not in your classroom? So he sees me kissing her, and he's all like, you too. And we knew right away. We were just like, oh. All our friends were so mad, guys. It was just so frustrating to everyone. So we ended up going to the dean's. She gave us a whole speech, and we got Saturday school. Honestly, Saturday school was amazing because I only got to see her 5 times, you know, out of the week. And that was just an extra day to see her. So for us, it was like, yeah. So finally, Saturday school ended, and we were waiting outside, and we were kissing. She hadn't called her grandma yet, but she showed up anyways, guys, and she ended up catching her kissing me, and that's how they found out, which was so sad. I felt so bad. I remember feeling like shit, like I can't believe that's how they're finding out. She was so sad too. I felt so bad. So now let's get to, how did my parents find out that I was gay? So after all those times getting caught, eventually we stopped kissing there. So she would end up walking me instead, and we would kiss in the hallway. But apparently it was a school full of homophobic pieces of shit because a security caught us kissing. So whatever, this fucking security ends up taking us to the office. And at my high school at that time, if a couple got caught kissing, the boyfriend would have to call the girl's parents and tell them what's up, basically, which is like horrible. Like, what if they don't even know about the fucking boyfriend or girlfriend? So that's what happened to me. Since we were both girls, we had to call each other's. I ended up calling her house, but nobody answered, so lucky her. But then we called my parents, and And obviously they answered, they don't work, so. And they asked me, like, who did you kiss? Like, who was it? And I could have lied, guys. I legit should have lied because they made my life miserable. But I told them, like, I was kissing her. And they were just so disappointed in me. And I didn't understand why. I was just so happy at this point being myself, and then they found out and they treated me like shit. My mom got on her knees and begged me not to be gay. I felt so humiliated. My dad ended up putting his hands on me. Life got really hard. School was my escape because if I was home, it's like my parents would look at me with disgust. And nothing sucks more than being disappointment in the family, especially when you're not doing anything wrong. Okay, I got myself a little together. Yeah, they treated me like shit. They told me not to tell my family, not to post anything about it. So for all my high school, I kind of kept it hidden. I never added any of my family members on social media because I was scared that they would find it and see something that they didn't like and gossip. Because if you guys have a Mexican family, you know how it is. They all gossip about each other. It's so annoying. I never said anything. Eventually, I told my sister because I was so alone. Like, I needed advice and I had no one. And I thought she was okay with it. But if you saw my other video, I mentioned she ended up throwing it in my face. One day we got in just a really bad fight and she ended up yelling, "Oh, you're a fucking lesbian," insulting me with my sexuality. And since then, our relationship has not been okay. She still hasn't apologized to me. Honestly, none of my family has because they don't accept it. They never will. And they're never gonna apologize to me. Till the day I die is probably the day they're gonna regret how they treated me, which is sad for them, you know, whatever. It opened my eyes. It helped me see that my family is never gonna be here for me. I'm alone and I always will be. I don't know if my brother ever really found out from me or how he found out or if he knows. We've never really talked about it. He treats me the same. I don't know if it's just denial, the fact that we never talked about it. I don't know. Let's get to the positive, guys, because I don't think I talked about much of the positives in the last video. So me and that girl ended up lasting like 3 years. It was a beautiful, beautiful relationship. I will hold it near to my heart for the rest of my life. I'll always be grateful for her. But being pansexual means that I also like men, and sometimes men are not okay with the fact that I did date girls. That's just the reality. Until I met the guy that I was with the longest. I was with him for 10 years and he treated me like normal. Like my sexuality didn't matter, and he was so kind to me about it. When we started dating, he wasn't that okay with gay people, and I had educated him and he understood and he treated me like such a queen, honestly. So if any of you are scared to come out to your significant other, don't be scared. If they don't accept who you are, then they're probably not even worth it and you're probably not gonna last long. Keep in mind, there are beautiful, kind people out there that are not gonna care what you did. They are gonna love you no matter what. Especially nowadays, there's so many apps where you can talk to people and be yourself. You're also gonna deal with a lot of people telling you like, oh, if you like girls, then why are you dating a guy? Because I can. Like, you're gonna get that a lot. People are really judgmental. Don't let it get to you. There's gonna be people in your life eventually that are gonna understand that those comments are not okay. I just want you guys to know that you're not gonna be alone all your life. I know some people are gonna ask, I am 26 now and my family still doesn't accept me. I don't think they ever will. And for so long, I beat myself up about it. I told myself that no one's ever gonna want to be around me because of that. That my family is always gonna push me away. And it's not true, guys. You're gonna find people and friends that love you and they're gonna want to be around you no matter who you are or what you do. Maybe times are tough right now, but don't let it get to you. There's so many times where I just wanted to end it, but I didn't because I had those friends that were really kind to me and they told me that I wasn't alone. This is very important, so I hope you guys are watching all the way through. If you're alone, please message me. If you feel like harming yourself or doing something, please don't, because it does get better. If I would have done it, I wouldn't be here standing in front of my camera. I wouldn't have all the friends that I had made. I wouldn't have all the relationships I was in, and I would have missed out on beautiful, beautiful things. Please, if you need help, if you feel alone, then message me. I have an Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You can comment on my video. There's so many hotlines. You can call 911, anyone, but please don't do it. If you're watching this, don't do it. It gets better. It does. And I know I'm emotional right now. I'm not 100% there yet, guys. It is getting better, and it's always gonna get better, but there's always gonna be struggles, okay? But that doesn't mean that it's not gonna be beautiful, because life is so beautiful. And you're gonna experience so many things. If you're in high school or younger, please know that one day you might leave to college, and everyone behind you, it's not gonna matter anymore. And you're gonna meet people in college, people in clubs and groups. You could go to gay clubs eventually when you're 21, or in some places when you're 18, and you're gonna see so many people loving themselves and loving you. The amount of times I have gone to a gay bar and I felt so normal for once, and I have gay friends now, and it's so beautiful. You have pride events. If you can, get yourself a group of friends that will go out to pride events with you. Don't harm yourself. Don't do anything you shouldn't. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be so happy that you didn't do it one day. I will put numbers in the description box of hotlines you can call so that you don't feel alone and you can talk to someone. And like I said, please follow me on my social media, and you can always talk to me. Now I don't have to hide myself. I do have my family on my Facebook, and I know they've seen my first video. They probably don't care, or they probably don't accept me, and it doesn't matter, guys, because you know I'm confident in my own skin now. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy to be gay, pansexual, and I wouldn't change it for anything. All those things that happened to me, I learned a lot, and that teacher ended up getting fired, so karma's a bitch. Karma got to him, and I never had to see him again. And let's be honest, he was low-key gay. I bet you he was low-key gay, and he was taking it out on us, because he always gave me that vibe. So, see, I wasn't mean to him. Why? Because you never know what people are going through. Like, he was probably being mean to me because he couldn't come out himself. So, sucks for him. He got fired. And the rest of high school was amazing. From that girl to the guy I dated, everything was perfect. I was so happy. I could be myself. And now I'm glowing, and I can wear eyeshadow that's rainbow. I can wear my chokers, my shirts, shoes, whatever I want rainbow, and not give a fuck. So stay positive, stay kind, and remember to love one another. And on that note, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want me to talk more about that homophobic teacher or just coming out, let me know in the description and I could do a Q&A. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.